All right, welcome back to Australia Mania. It's the only wrestling podcast called Australia Mania. Is David's mic on, please?
Yes, it is. It's two, yeah, not three.
Are you live?
Yeah, two.
Yeah, good.
Talk again?
Good moment.
Yep,
Yeah, we all good? All right,
I'll
good.
turn you down, though, because you're loud as hell.
He's always loud. It's WrestleMania, baby. It's WrestleMania. It's the go home. Can I just finish this argument I'm having with you right now?
Huh?
Can I just finish this argument I'm having with you right now?
Oh, yeah, fucking fine.
Yeah. All right.
You're wrong, but fine.
No, okay. We were just talking about Rusev apparently getting added to this match, which is great. The United States now Fatal 4-Way. Him apparently asking for his release.
Yeah.
Getting into the match because of that.
Yeah.
And you just said, and I want people at home to listen to this.
Hold on. Don't pose it as a thing that I'm wrong at.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like...
It's a question. It's a legitimate question.
It is a question. All right, so had Rusev actually left WWE, would he be as successful as, say, someone like Cody Rhodes, who just left WWE? And I would say that it's really, really hard to tell because I would not have predicted that.
No, it's not what you said. All right.
I'm saying he would do really well outside of WWE.
I'm not going to go he does really well. I'm not going to say he does really bad. I'm just going to say it's something that, honestly, we can't know because
I know.
There's a huge difference between saying, can we base it off Cody Rhodes' success? And then comparatively to can Rusev do it? Cody Rhodes, I would have said Cody Rhodes honestly could have had success outside for three reasons. The ones I just mentioned before. One, he has his name behind him.
Yes, he does.
He's a Rhodes, right?
Even though WWE won't let him use it.
Two,
yep.
He has had prior gimmicks before than Stardust. He obviously left with Stardust, but he has done other work that he can showcase.
Well, to be fair, the best gimmick that Cody Rhodes ever did was dashing.
It was, right?
Cody.
Dashing.
Yeah.
But he has done varying gimmicks, right? So he has that versatility
yeah.
we know he can do, right? Rusev doesn't. Rusev's had the Bulgarian Brute, and that's been it, right?
Yeah, he's got Rusev Day.
Yeah, no, but that's still an extension of being extremely Bulgarian.
Yeah, I guess
right. Like he is the foreign gimmick, right?
Muchka.
And three, whether we like it or not, Cody Rhodes has a look.
He does.
He has a look, right?
Yeah.
So he was going to go over, and
he looks like a cunt.
He's obviously his mic work's improved, but he's had good versatility on the mic based on the fact that he's done other gimmicks.
Yeah.
Right. So there's three things alone. Cody Rhodes would have found success no matter what.
Yeah, I know.
Rusev
I'm just saying, like the level of success of Cody Rhodes has surprised me.
Yeah.
Because like I would not have predicted a little over a year after he leaves WWE, he is the de facto leader of Bullet Club right now.
Yeah.
He is in a main event against Kenny Omega, one of the best wrestlers in the world right now, at Supercard of Honor, WrestleMania weekend. He is one of the cornerstones of not only Ring of Honor, but New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
It is just like, it's crazy to see like where he's come from.
I'm going to say this, though.
Now.
The one thing that I love about Omega and Rhodes, where they are right now, is just one word to describe them.
Smashing.
Yes.
Good moment.
I'm not wearing my shirt.
Good moment on the Thornberry's spot.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I have a Nigel Thornberry
But yeah,
shirt.
just to finish my point.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, obviously Cody Rhodes was going to find that kind of success. It took time, but like I think at the end of the day he would have found it. And then now you got to like the reason why I don't think Rusev will translate well is based solely on the fact that he hasn't had other gimmicks, so we don't know what he can do.
True.
We're not talking about his in-ring technical ability. We know that's fine.
Which I would say is superior to Rhodes in a few aspects.
Yeah, right. So Rusev can work, right? There's no doubt he will find spots on cards, but you have to think about what he thinks of himself. Obviously, everyone at the end of the day thinks they're world champions, right? Rusev obviously highly thinks that he's a world champion because he's basing it on merch sales and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Outside of WWE, I don't think he gets world championship contention or like the same way that if we looked at other foreigners like Alberto Del Rio, who was treated as a main event guy in WWE and then was subsequently treated as main event outside of WWE.
I would happily trade.
You would, right? No, but you're saying that in
careers.
Hindsight. You have the benefit of hindsight.
I know.
Right?
I never thought Alberto Del Rio as
but at the end of the day, he was a multiple-time world champion in WWE. They thought of him that way. Therefore, other promotions were going to like, if WWE thought of him that way, we'll do that. Right?
Yeah,
Rusev, not so much. Rusev might be a really good mid-card guy elsewhere and would get pushed that way, but he won't get pushed as a main event guy. Unless he
don't know.
can really show
It's-
creative chops and do other gimmicks. But that's something that we have to see.
The one thing we'll say, did you watch him rewatching the match against John Cena at Fastlane?
I did.
He is hilarious.
He is hilarious. And his Instagram is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
The man has an absolute presence outside of, but it's still, it's a looser extension of the Bulgarian brute. But he's still very Bulgarian. He's still very much Rusev Mushka, right? And that's still who he is. But in saying that, you know, he hasn't got that versatility to be something like what Cody Rhodes can go from Stardust to Dashing to American Nightmare, where they're very, very kind of, obviously in Grassroots, he plays the Westerner, right?
Yes.
And when it translates overseas, that is translating very well. He's the Westerner. That's why he's the American Nightmare, and it works. But someone like Rusev, one, can he get the Bulgarianness over? If he can't, does he go somewhere else? I mean, does he do like another American gimmick or an imposter? But then really, how has that really worked in terms of outside WWE? That's what I'm saying.
All right. I just wanted to finish that because we were talking about it before we went to live. Welcome back to Australian Mania. It's the only wrestling podcast called Australian Mania. I'm your host, Ricky Needs, as always, joined by Michael Thompson and David Yang.
G'day.
Boys,
As always, joined by David Yang.
After
Not
all that-
always joined by you two.
yeah, I know. Look, last week we missed an episode. My bad. I'm sorry. I fell asleep. Well, I was still sleeping. I was very tired.
Okay.
I worked both of my jobs back to back, and then my body was just like, no, you're going to sleep. You're not waking up. I'm just like, fuck. So, but we're back. It is the go home for WrestleMania. I'm so excited. I'm so keen for WrestleMania. We're going to talk a bit about that. We have a special treat for our predictions. They are going to be up on the YouTubes around the same time that this goes up live on Saturday morning, our time here in Australia. You'll be able to see our predictions right here on YouTube along with this podcast. So check those out. So we won't be talking predictions as such here, but we will be getting into the minutiae of the weekend. We'll be also talking about Raw, SmackDown, all the crap. Michael, can you kick us off with some news? Do you have some news?
I do have some news. and
News!
I've also got some music as well too.
We need it.
News.
Do you have a jingle for the news?
I do.
Yay!
We need to start getting some stings, boys.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Hang on. I'm actually going to put my headphones on because I
Yep.
can hear this.
All right, throw me to the news.
Here's Michael with the news. Well, I like it. It's good. Oh, it's good.
That's so snazzy, bro.
Oh, it's good.
Thanks,
me hype.
thanks for using the BBC News theme there, right there.
Oh, we're going to get copyright for that shit, man.
So, else your time at the time. Hold on, let me find some generic news.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just go with the news. We're good with that. The gimmick's stuck now.
Michael, we only have 20 minutes.
Shut up, yeah.
All right, go. What do we got news?
So, some news that I can report
Yes.
for you guys this afternoon, or whenever this goes up, is that.
Yes.
In some sad news, former WWE wrestler manager and later television star Lucius Johnny Valiant has died. The 71-year-old passed away. Fortunately for him, he got hit by a truck in his hometown, Pennsylvania, on Thursday. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. WWE have tweeted out saying that they are saddened to learn about the Hall of Famer Lucius Johnny Valiant passing away this morning at the age of 71. So they've put their tributes up online, which is really, really good.
What class of Hall of Fame was he?
I'll get back to you on that. I'll find out. A few other things as well. The kickoff show and all that. They've got an all-star panel this year. We've got Shawn Michaels coming down, which is good.
Who got a haircut?
You got a haircut, boys.
Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler are going to be calling the final of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament match between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali.
That's a
as
good
well.
moment, but
That's
it's a
gonna-
bit weird. Like,
Well,
like
I mean,
they're
you've
calling
had
that.
Yeah, you've had the 205 Live team calling the entire tournament, and then you go to Jim Ross and Jerry Licking Wall.
You're just no Triple H at his hand in that.
I would love to see if it was Jim Ross and what's his face?
The English dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Nigel McGuinness.
Thank you. I knew that.
Desmond Wolfe.
I have not been watching any 205 Live that much. Sorry. But yeah, Nigel McGuinness and Jim Ross would be, I think, a great pairing. Jerry the King Lawler, I guess so. Yeah, it's fine.
In some other news as well, Dana White has also confirmed that CM Punk's next opponent will be Michael Jackson at UFC 225 in Chicago,
Jackson?
Illinois. Yes.
He's coming back.
And
He's coming back to fight in UFC. Holy shit. Oh, I'm sorry. That was such bad taste.
He's conquered the music world. He's going to conquer the physical world.
Conquered the afterlife. Now he's coming back to beat the best in the world. Oh, there's some fantasy booking. That is true fantasy booking.
WWE have also recently filed a trademark application for the term Colin Cassidy, which could be a sign that they're going to drop the Big Cass moniker, which means that he is going to go back to his normal name. There's been speculation about Cass changing his name back to Colin Cassidy.
Big CC.
Only because he wants to be as far away from Enzo Amore after the sexual allegations against Amore.
You reckon our best friends?
I just realised I mess up predictions. Who is the perfect winner of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Oh!
Cass.
God damn it.
God damn it. None of us thought of that. Because apparently he's cleared.
He's cleared.
He has been cleared.
He got cleared on the same day that what's his name? That Brian guy got cleared.
Oh, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, Daniel
Yeah,
Bryan.
Daniel
Bryan,
Okay,
yeah.
that was huge news. I don't know what
I
you're
know.
talking
They
about.
both they both got cleared on the same day.
Fucking of all days to get cleared.
I broke that news. I said it. I'm like, guys, huge news. Big Cass got cleared, guys.
And-
And then you stiffed me.
Well, because no one cares.
And also in some final news as well, before Melbourne gets announced for the MCG officially at WrestleMania, the greatest Royal Rumble that's going to happen in Saudi Arabia in May.
I got a problem with that.
Undertaker and Chris Jericho potentially might be part of the greatest Royal Rumble, the 50-man Royal Rumble over in Saudi Arabia.
There's been some names already dropped.
Yeah, there's been a lot of names already dropped.
John Cena and Triple H are facing off against each other in a one-on-one singles match, which should be a really good match.
Oh, they're not in the Royal Rumble?
No, they're not.
What the hell?
No, they're having a one-on-one. All the titles are up.
Yep.
All the men's titles.
All seven.
Hang on. So all the men's titles are up.
All 7 championships.
Who the fuck is in the Rumble?
50 people. 25 of them obviously will be Saudi Arabians.
Yeah, I was going to say,
But this is the gimmick, though. I have an inherent problem with calling it the greatest Royal Rumble.
because it's not the greatest Royal Rumble.
One, obviously it's the greatest Royal Rumble. It's 50 people, right?
2007.
2011 was the 40-man Royal
That was a
Rumble.
40-man Rumble, so therefore it's the 51, so therefore I can
Okay,
understand, right?
nothing could be the greatest Royal Rumble if Alberto Del Rio won it.
No, look, this is what I'm getting at. Obviously, big Rumbles haven't worked in the past. And two, by having another Royal Rumble, by calling it the Royal Rumble, they could have called it a Battle Royal.
Well, okay,
Battle Royal.
called, is it the greatest Royal Rumble or just the greatest Rumble?
It's called the greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay, then
right
fuck
now,
that.
I know we're getting semantics on this bitch.
No.
But still, if you're going to call it this, 50-man Battle Royal or Royal Rumble, winner gets what? Is that a thing? Are they going to do that?
I
Two,
would
if
like
the
to see-
winner gets something,
Yes.
then you've degraded what the Royal Rumble prior in January was.
No, I know.
Right?
Trust me,
and a men's going to win that, so Shinsuke's win kind of just gets lost in a shuffle, right?
But do you know who got announced for it? Daniel Bryan. Do you know who I want to win? Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but then what's the gimmick? What's the gimmick? That's the thing.
That's the thing. Like,
It's a second pay-per-view in Mania month. Like,
it's
is
not-
it just going to be a throwaway
but it's not
Saudi
gonna-
Arabian event?
it's going to be on the network, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But it's not like it's
Not a pay-per-view.
it's not an in canon. I don't think it's like it's part of
So you don't
WWE.
think it's canon? All right, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't know whether WWE were calling it a pay-per-view canon or if that was just going to be a special.
it's
like
just
the
a thing.
Cruiserweight Classic
It's just
was
a
special.
thing.
I was going to say, these are the matches so far announced for the greatest Royal Rumble, which will be on the WWE Network. Miz, Rollins, Balor, Joe for the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys, pending if Braun Strowman...
I was going to say, that's the interesting one there because
pending
Yeah.
are they low-key giving it away?
Well, I mean, they usually do this. Though. They usually will put out matches
Well, under
with
law,
with kayfabe intact.
Yeah.
So who is the champion now will
yeah.
most likely
But
be the
WWE
champion
looks
then.
after themselves under law by going subject to change.
Yeah,
Yes,
card
exactly.
subject to change.
Yeah, card subject to change.
And 5 superstars have already announced themselves in the greatest Royal Rumble match as well. Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Kane, Big Show, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's winning. Daniel Bryan's
I
winning.
don't care if Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan obviously will win, but is it going to mean anything?
I don't know.
I don't think it
honestly-
means anything. You can't have this as a canon event.
I think as with the Australian event, it's going to be maybe announced at WrestleMania if there's actually anything up for grabs. If there's like a SummerSlam
but
main event.
I was
the
going to say,
Australian one's different. That's an actual pay-per-view.
We don't know officially yet, but apparently it is an official pay-per-view.
yes, it is. It's going to
It's
be on
an
the
official
WWE
pay-per-view.
Network from what I'm
Whereas-
hearing.
Yeah,
from
no,
my
but
sources.
Are we
You can
calling
have-
the greatest
you can
Royal
have
Rumble official
something-
pay-per-view? Canonically.
You can have something be on the network and not be a pay-per-view. I think
Which is what the greatest-
I think the Australian one is going to fall into their pay-per-view schedule of
Yeah.
like it's going to be canon with all storylines intact.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not just going to be a bunch of matches thrown together for the sake of it.
No.
It takes the October spot.
I think it's going to be take the Hell in a Cell spot.
Yeah, it takes the October
Allegedly.
spot. Right.
Long overdue, thank God for that. What I was thinking for the greatest Royal Rumble, though, is similar to King of the Ring back in the day, in like the Attitude and the Ruthless Aggression era.
Do you just get called the greatest for a year?
So
Like-
the winner,
Yeah.
no. So the winner of the Royal Rumble at Saudi
It's a
Arabia,
bad Saudi Arabian racist gimmick for a year.
no.
That'd be a good idea.
I
That'd be
think
a low-key good idea.
That would be a good idea.
Muhammad Hassan at Jace. Muhammad Hassan at Jace, bro. Let's try that one again.
But I think
Let's do it.
that the best way to do it is that the winner of that match automatically gets a championship match, whether it's WWE Universal Championship match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But you degrade the January Rumble at that point.
No, but that's
But the
for
January Rumble's
WrestleMania.
for WrestleMania.
But it's still the Rumble.
I know.
It's the point of it.
I know. This is just a marketing gimmick to get into the
I get
Saudi
it.
Arabian
If they
market.
do it, but if they do it as a year in, year out thing, then it gets to a point where you've
I don't think it's
lowered
going to.
one of your.
I don't think it's
It'll
going
be
to
a one-off.
It'll be a one-off.
special.
I'll give it that. Fair enough. If it's a one-off and the winner gets a title shot at SummerSlam, fair. But if they look at it this next year and go, Greatest Royal Rumble success, let's make it a permanent gimmick, then you've degraded 30 years of the Royal Rumble history.
It's not. They're not going
Right?
to do that. They have so much stock in the Royal Rumble name. It's their second biggest pay per view of the year.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a regular thing. It's a gimmick. And I think because the issue is with Saudi Arabia, none of the women are wrestling.
Yeah, which you can't keep that going.
Yeah, that's a bit
Because
of
the
a,
women deserve spots on
But
cards.
yeah, but
Exactly.
it's the whole it's Saudi Arabia.
No. Which
Well-
is why it's like a good one-off special.
Thankfully, even though they wrestled in Dubai, the live event, the women got to wrestle, but
They had to wear fully clothed.
Yeah, they had to wear fully clothed.
Yeah.
That's fine.
on them.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
That's all right.
But thankfully, they got to wrestle though because UAE is also under Sharia law, similar to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
too.
very true. Yeah.
Apparently Saudi Arabia's a little bit more strict.
Saudi Arabia's more strict than
I've been to
Saudi
Dubai. I know what it's like over there. I saw the
Look at me,
women.
I've been to
Oh,
Dubai.
humble brag. I've traveled outside of
I wish I could go to Saudi Arabia
so fucking
and
cool.
represent Australia at the Greatest Royal Rumble, but unfortunately, we don't have the money to send me over to Saudi Arabia, do we?
You. I'd send myself over.
Not yet. No.
No, not yet.
But guess what? We're going to have a pay-per-view in our goddamn backyard. So
Which is
there's
gonna
that.
be-
And we're going to be calling it. We're starting the fucking petition now, boys.
No, okay. I want that.
We're calling the match.
We're
on
not
the card.
We're not calling. We're going to be there. Let's just be there.
No, we're going to be. No shit, we're going to be there, but I want to call it.
No.
I want to be next to
I just wanna be
I want to
there.
be next to Peter Rosenberg on the pre-show.
No, I just want to
All right?
be.
I want to be next to Renee
I
Young.
just want to be a fan and go there and enjoy a pay-per-view.
Oh,
in
you
my
can
home
sit in the
country.
you can sit in the
That's
bleachers, mate.
all I
But
wanna
I'm going to
do.
be next to Renee
But-
Young,
Dude,
Booker T, and Peter Rosenberg.
Bleachers. We are getting front row tickets.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Not sure. That's one thing we haven't talked about. How much we're willing to spend.
I don't care.
Also,
Good answer.
guys. We also, I'm going to try and work some magic as well throughout the course of the year and all that, and make sure that we are able to film our podcast on ground inside the MCG.
If you're going to do that, you might as well go the one step further. Contact WWE PR. Get us on the pre-show.
I would be happy with us doing a live.
I'm hustling.
I
hustling now.
would be happy with us doing a live podcast in Melbourne the eve of.
All right, come on. See, we all have our three things that we want to check off. You want to do a podcast pre-show.
Mine
you want
is-
to do a podcast on there. I want to sit next to Renee Young, Booker T, and Peter Rosenberg and call the pre-show.
That's not going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Not going to happen.
No.
We're hustling. We're hustling. We're hustling.
Okay, you can do that. Maybe if you want to do that, share the goddamn podcast link on Facebook once in a while.
I don't have any friends.
You do. And your friends actually watch wrestling. You know who my friends are that watch wrestling? You two. That's it.
Most of the people in that chat are your friends.
If you literally just share it to your friends who watch wrestling outside, whatever.
Fine. You know what? No, you're right. I'm hustling. I'm hustling.
Start goddamn pushing the podcast on social media because you're bad at it.
I share
Wow.
it.
You are.
I
You
sh-
do. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that.
Because
you don't.
Because I work for APW.
Exactly. So he has people, but you have friends that watch wrestling as well.
Guys, why are we stiffing me?
I don't know because whenever I put up on the goddamn chat group, hey, the podcast is live, share the links, he does, you don't.
That's fair.
I know I'm pointing right now in the podcast meeting.
That's a fair assessment.
Michael does,
Look,
David, you don't.
Hey, I'm not out here denying it. I don't share it.
Please start doing
I'm
it.
going to start sharing it because we got to hustle now.
Exactly.
We got to hustle.
exactly.
I'm getting on the pre-show. Renee Young,
If
you heard me.
If you can
Guys,
aim for pre-show and we get live podcast in Melbourne the night before, then that's good enough for me.
Guys,
Not good enough
I've
for
got
me.
some breaking news, guys.
Yes.
I've got some breaking news. I need some music for this.
Okay. I want to listen to the music.
But this is actually one of the biggest news coming out. It's not
one day we're going to get fucked by copyright.
Yep.
Yep. But this is royalty free music.
If it's like 15 seconds or less, it's okay. Usually.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
Well, if I find some breaking news music, stand by.
Da-da.
Stand by. This is shit.
Kids news.
Michael, just give us the news, bro. We don't need
All right, we don't have time. Okay, so
Fuck, bro.
the Raw has just the Raw.com has just reported that Dana White has said that Conor McGregor has a warrant for his arrest after attacking a rival.
Did you guys hear about that?
Conor
He flew down to New York
Attack someone.
just to beat a dude up because he pissed off his mate. That's hilarious. That's so WWE. That's so Stone Cold, bro.
Conor McGregor is
Wow.
Conor McGregor has a warrant issued for his arrest for police.
That's funny.
Imagine the police try. How do you stop Conor McGregor? Because he can easily take.
Oh, look, no, Conor McGregor's not an idiot, though.
You'll do fucking nothing. Who the fuck are you? You'll do fucking nothing. Speaking of UFC, that's funny. But speaking of UFC, Dana White has basically confirmed that Brock is going back to UFC.
Yeah.
Well,
it could be.
Are we surprised?
It could be a bit cheeky. Could be a bit cheeky. Dana White loves wrestling, bro.
No, he does not.
He loves wrestling, bro. All right, he loves the industry.
He does.
So
not.
he's 100%. Vince McMahon's gone out of his way and booked Dana White for a once-off promo and said, "Dana, look, put us over for a moment.
Yeah, turn his
Say
mic
Brock's
down.
coming back." Did you turn my mic off?
No, turn it down.
Just down a little bit.
Okay.
You were getting a bit hot on the mic. You're getting right up in the mic and right.
You're too hot for TV.
But
So I'm off now.
no, you're just down a little bit, just so you can. Yeah.
Dude,
Anyway,
I can hear you, bro. I can hear you.
but yeah. Are we actually surprised that Brock's leaving?
I'm not surprised, but
No.
at the end of the day, Brock technically. Brock's contract ends the day after Raw.
Couple of days after
A couple of days after. And Dana White, bless the man, right? He did spoil it, but bless the man. He
Yeah.
did say in the future, so it doesn't have to be immediately after.
Can I?
So it can be a work, and then Brock still retains, and then signs a month and drops the month after.
I don't.
I know it's a stretch, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like
Could
that's
be a work. Brock retains. That's why people are like shock, right? And then Brock drops the month after, and then goes because there is a time. There's no time frame for him to resign.
I was going to say my prediction. Can I please just put my prediction out there? The Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
So I sort of teased it a bit in the video form, but I believe that the night after Mania on Raw, Bobby Lashley is going to come out, spear Roman Reigns, and he's going to obliterate Brock Lesnar and throw him out that way. Brock Lesnar is going to leave on his back at the hands of Bobby Lashley as the new
You know what?
monster.
not bad.
I like that. I like it more than my Braun thing.
But yeah, I think.
Spoilers for the fucking video.
But I think
That's fine.
Yeah, but I think Lashley is gonna leave Brock on his
and
back.
that's Brock doing the honors, kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay.
And Brock leaves on a stretcher, and Heyman's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm so
screaming.
pissed that Heyman's leaving as well. Like, have
they said Heyman's
there's been no talk of him. Like, his contract's kind of linked to Brock's,
Oh, really?
and they expire around the same time.
So he's gonna
But
walk.
Heyman's the
been-
man of the business.
But there's been no talk of him staying unless they've got someone for him to advocate for, which
That's true.
I don't know who they would have. Maybe Ronda. There's been like a little bit of rumbling about Roman getting an advocate, which I don't really like.
unless
But
you turn
the
it
one
to
way to get him
flash.
the one way to really get him over would be having Heyman.
No,
with him.
because then you run it adjacent to Brock. There's no way that you
Yeah, I know.
can't look at
Okay,
it and
okay.
go, you're
I was gonna say
Before we-
Lashley should be the Lashley's advocate should be Heyman.
he can talk though. Lashley can talk.
Oh, yeah, Lashley's mic skills have gone better since he went over to Impact.
He would be more like like the CM Punk model was pretty cool because you had Heyman there as like the hype guy, just like the one that was holding the belt, and you know, because Punk could obviously talk. But I just want to, before we have to switch studios really quickly. Speaking of that match, there's another man involved that isn't named Brock Lesnar. It's Roman Reigns. Have you guys been sold on the build so far? How have you felt about Reigns compared to going into 31, where everyone was like, "Fuck this! I don't want Roman to win." Are you guys
This is
in
a
a
hard
different
one.
in a different mindset this time around?
No, because it's a hard one because you knew about it for a year. Like, I
Yeah, I
think
know.
at the end of the day, you knew about it for a year. You knew how it was going to be. And I was talking about this the other night. I think no matter what happens with that match, it could be a great match, but you're not going to be worked. Like
The
thing with a
crowd
good
was
match-
really behind him.
Yeah, the crowd will be behind
On
him
Raw.
but no one's going to be surprised. That's what I'm
Oh, I
saying.
know.
Like, there's two sides to every match. There's getting worked up by the great match, and then there's the surprise at the finish, where it's like, oh shit, who can win this? There's not going to be that, oh shit, who can win this in the Royal Rumble.
I think it's going to be like.
Match.
I think it's going to be if anything, it's going to be a good.
It'll be
Not 15 minutes, but 10 minutes of Brock beating down Roman
That's the thing.
for him to actually have to come
One,
back.
it's going to be a standard booking match that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's very standard booking. And two, no matter how many F5s Roman takes,
He's going to keep kicking out.
he's going to keep kicking out. So, like, yeah, the first two will be, oh my God. But I think no matter what, at the end of the day, we're not going to be sitting there going, that F5 is going to do it.
But
How
I'll-
many?
That's
How
the
many?
thing
How
with
many?
the Brock
Over
Taker
under.
match.
Over under. How many F5s does he kick out of?
6.
6.
I think it's going to break the record.
Shit.
Because no.
They
Hear me out.
protected both
Hear me
the
out.
spear and the-
Hear me out. Hear me out. WrestleMania 19. Stone Cold kicked out of 5 rock bottoms and 3 people's elbows. The Rock kicked out of 4 stunners.
Both of those finishes were never protected.
They're gonna break that record of Mania.
That doesn't matter though. That both those finishes were never protected. No one kicked out.
And I think Brock is going to deliver a record 25 suplexes to Roman Reigns.
There's no doubt the only thing Brock's going to do are suplexes and the F5.
Does the match go over 12 minutes?
I say it's under 15.
I'll
give it some leniency.
Under 15, over 12?
13 and a half.
Under 15. It can go for anywhere between 7 and 15 in my opinion. Right? But I think no matter what, I think Brock delivers 3 F5s.
Yep.
And that's it. And then Roman hits 2 Superman punches and a spear. Like, they'll both kick out of each other's finishes.
I remember the first one, he delivered, I think, 3 spears and about 5 Superman punches, and that still couldn't keep Brock down.
You got to look at it in the vacuum of a year. Both of these finishes, aside from Roman's has been kicked out multiple times, but Brock Lesnar's has been so protected for the sole purpose of when it does get kicked out of. It's a pop, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's going to kick out of 17 of them, right? That's the thing. He'll get 3 off, and that's still hype for the year that's been Brock Lesnar.
I just saw something that I'm just like, okay, this match, going into it, it's like, what's the X factor? What's the thing? Who's going to be there WrestleMania Day and has history with Brock? Goldberg. Goldberg comes down.
Nah, bro. He's Hall of Fame. You know the rule on that.
Hall of Fame. You
know the rule on that. He's Hall of Fame. You're done when you're Hall of Fame, apparently.
Angle went in the Hall of Fame last year, and this year he's fighting Triple H.
Oh, well, there are exceptions.
Apparently.
Well, that's the reason why Triple H ain't in the Hall of Fame. Rock ain't in the Hall of Fame. I can't think of any others.
Yeah, but think about it. A year ago, Goldberg got beaten by Lesnar. Year later, Lesnar still got the title. He lost to.
Wait, so you're thinking it's a normal match too? Don't forget that.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so Goldberg ain't going to come out spear degrades
in a match
Roman Reigns.
In a match like that, there's no doubt the ref's going to take a bump.
Ref doesn't take a bump. And then Goldberg spears,
if Reigns kicks out of another, if like the third F5, fucking who do you think Lesnar's going to take it out on? Reigns or the ref? The ref goes down.
Goldberg comes out. Spear jackhammer. On top.
Yeah, why not?
Nah, come on.
At least it wouldn't be
to the main event.
At least it wouldn't be just a standard boring match with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
I think for the year that was, you have to have it that way. Anyway,
I was going to say shortly we'll talk more about Mania and what might happen.
Shit.
I ain't got nothing.
Rolling.
Oh.
Are we rolling?
Okay.
Oh, this is proper loud.
Maybe don't speak. Anyway,
we use this studio for our radio show, Yang.
Yeah. Anyway, what we're talking, Roman. Yeah, I don't know. The crowd cheering him at the go home was like, okay, cool, I guess. I just don't know how like they're gonna react in New Orleans. And that chair's squeaking a lot.
That's what I was saying before. Like, when it comes to this match from bell to bell, there's not going to be, aside from it being it's going to be a good match because Roman and Brock.
My headphones are cold, by the way.
Yeah, Roman and Brock put on good matches, right? Their one at 31 wasn't a bad match.
It was a really good match.
That's a really good match. So there's no doubt in our mind that they're going to put on a good match. It's just comparatively to everything else, we're looking at that going, we've honestly known about this for a year and we've kind of know the outcome, whether or not Dana actually spoiled it or not. Regardless, we knew this was going to happen. Yep. So we're going to get 50% of a match that we really wanted. The 50% being a great match. The other 50% normally being the outcome, but we're not going to get worked by that.
Can I put it out there too that the last time Roman Reigns fought inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for WrestleMania was 30, where him, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose squashed the New Age Outlaws and Kane in a 6-man tag team match in under 3 minutes.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was right after the Daniel Bryan v Triple H match, which was like the best match on the card.
Yeah,
from an in-ring perspective.
I really don't want to talk about 30. I really don't want to talk.
Is
about
it just 30. Taker's streak?
We went. I don't want to get into it again. We went through this.
Yeah, I know.
We went through this.
I know.
The fact that Taker's streak was the third last match on that night. Oh, I don't want to get into it again, man.
Okay.
I don't want to get into it again, man. Like, come on. I got really heated last night when I wrote that.
I know. Yeah,
like,
once again,
I feel like I had a really legit presence.
No. I do get what you meant. It's like if they had planned for the entire time from the moment that was booked that it was going to be Undertaker Brock, if he was going to drop the streak to Brock, having that go on third last instead of last, and then if they hadn't have put Bryan in that match, it would have been Randy Orton versus Batista in a match no one cared about going on last.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Hindsight is 2020 though, because when you think about it, 25, the last match of the night should have been Shane Taker, but it was
Triple H Roman.
No, it was Triple H. No,
32 was Triple H
no,
Roman.
25, I'm saying.
Oh, 25.
25, the last match
You
of the
said
night.
Shane.
Yeah, you said Shane.
Sorry, Sean. Sean v. Taker.
Fuck me, Ricky.
No, but that.
I'm sorry, they both start with SH. Shut the
What was
fuck up.
20? What was 26?
So is that
main
word.
event?
26?
Yeah.
That was the Streak v. Creed.
Okay, so but that's different though, right? Because that's a match that did. It ended with something really significant.
Yeah, I know, but
Right?
like
Sean Taker #1. In hindsight, if they knew they were going to do a 26, then it's fine to end at third or whatever, right? But with this one, this is what I'm saying. The
25, Sean v. Taker was smack bang in the middle of the card. It was at the top of the second hour,
Yeah,
actually.
which isn't even that bad, because
I know, but when
it
you, like,
didn't mean anything.
you
It was
obviously-
just another Taker match.
I know.
Right? But this is what I'm saying. Obviously, it gets thrown out the window if it was a last-minute booking decision, right? If it was a last-minute booking decision to have Brock Lesnar go over Taker at Mania, then fair enough, you pigeonholed yourself by saying...
There is so much talk about that. How it was actually
and I don't
originally
think-
booked.
Yeah.
It's too hard to go into.
You will not know that until Taker retires and
Yeah.
breaks kayfabe, right?
Yeah.
And breaks kayfabe.
Speaking of WrestleMania, can I please point out, I know this is getting off topic
Are
just
we just
a
going
little.
to end our discussion like that?
No, I just want to say something really fun. This is actually a pretty funny part to WrestleMania 34 this year. GameSpot released an article about the guide to using the bathroom for WrestleMania 34. Guess what they've used?
Don't.
Undertaker Cena, or whatever happens, the confrontation.
Ah,
The Bar versus Braun Strowman and an unnamed partner.
rough.
Right, bit rough, but I can understand it.
And also Cruiserweight title or the Andre the Giant Battle Royale.
They're pre-show. If you're watching pre-show, you're either a really dedicated mark.
There is no piss break match.
The only piss break match, arguably, could be the US match.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only arguable.
I was
going
going to say maybe Bliss and Nia Jax as well.
No, but I have that going with
that
Carmella
match. That
Cat.
match is going to be too short to be a piss break.
It'll be too short, and it could potentially have a really good spot with Mel.
No, actually, no. I'll tell you what would be the ultimate piss break part of WrestleMania 34. Kid Rock performing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm 100%
He comes
drunk
out-
by that point.
He comes out, does a stupid little song. I'm going to go to the toilet.
And he's probably going to have
For
20. He's going to have
sure.
like 34 different women coming out like they did for 25.
If he does
Where they caressed him.
more than 10 minutes and they take time away from anything, let's just say, for example, Shinsuke AJ, I will be angry.
Yeah.
I will be.
You'll be taking
so
over.
mad.
You'll be taking that in WWE on the next.
I
part.
want that match.
They got-
I want that match to have 45 minutes. I know
They
it's not
got
going to have 45
5
minutes.
hours, guys. They got 5 hours
No, no.
between 11 matches.
Did I? No, 13 matches.
Aren't most of them on the pre-show? There's 3 on the pre-show, therefore it comes down to 10 on the main.
Okay,
card.
whatever. There was a thing released by, I can't remember which website it was. I think it was Wrestling Inc. or PW Insider. I can't remember which one. But no, it was Cage Side Seats. So they went back to the last. I think ever since WrestleMania's went back to stadium sizes and the length of time the shows have started to increase over the last few years. They worked out on average, I think from like 23 through till now, that it is a basically 50-50 split of time spent during matches to time spent doing packages,
Really?
entrances. So really,
Okay.
you have 11 matches
Yeah,
that
yeah.
theoretically have to fit into 2.5 hours.
Yeah, because they did 2.5 hours of video packages, segments.
And all the bullshit in between
Yeah,
matches.
yeah.
So they reckon it's a 50-50 split. So they actually mapped out how long they think each match will last.
Ah.
Okay, their breakdown has Shinsuke,
Why?
AJ.
Keep talking.
What is? Turn Kid Rock off.
Okay.
We're not even done with that Taker
No.
discussion before. We're
No.
going to segue back to that.
They reckon that they can only find about between 17 and 20 minutes for AJ Shinsuke. That is a disgrace, and that's including like giving Nia and Bliss 7 minutes, giving the US title match about 6 minutes.
Low-key link that because I want to suss that.
Yeah, I'm going to find that article because like they broke down like how much time is spent on
let's do that. Let's just think
championship
about it.
matches and shit.
I'd be okay. We can do that, actually. I think that's a good thing to look at. Let's see what we arguably give each match in time-wise. I would not give the main event any longer than 15 minutes solely based on Brock.
Yep.
Right?
I was
If
going to give
anything,
it
I'd give
10
the-
minutes. I was going to say.
10 minutes is what I'd settle
The,
at.
long,
15,
the
any
longest
longer than 15.
the longest match on the card should be AJ Shinsuke.
I would agree, but I would concede that I think the triple threat IC match could be the longest. Because I genuinely see that being match of the night.
When I say longest, I'm talking like 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You need to give that match time to breathe.
That's got to have 25 minutes. But it can't. I know AJ doesn't put on shocking matches, right? But that match can't be
Did you watch anything in New Japan he did?
shocking as in like bad.
Oh, right.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, AJ doesn't have better to say bad match, right?
Yeah.
So if he gets 25 minutes, he utilizes 25 minutes. Oh, give him some leniency, he utilizes 20 minutes. You might have 5 minutes where it's outside work, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, but like, did I bring this up in a
fun
previous
fact, was it you that brought it up?
podcast? Yeah. Royal Rumble 2017.
They didn't go out of the ring.
Him and Cena did not leave the ropes.
They did not get.
They
did
were
not go
in
out
the
of
ring for a good
Yeah.
20 minutes.
It was a pure
and that
wrestling match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you brought that
fantastic.
up.
And you think him and Shinsuke are going to do hopefully the exact same thing. They don't need to go outside the ropes.
No,
Just,
no, no,
just
no, no.
remember, besides the Laurinaitis interference at Money Bank 2011, Punk Cena
Yeah.
did not leave the ring once.
It did.
It did. It went to the table spot outside.
Oh, table spot outside. But
And
that was the only spot though.
Yeah.
No,
And same thing can be said about Gargano.
Cena suplexed Punk off the ring apron in front of Cole Cabana.
Yeah. I saw. Yeah.
It did go outside for a little bit.
It did, but
it didn't stay inside the
but-
ropes.
But
not-
most of the
not
80%
over
of
it,
the
though.
match was inside, and 20% of match outside was utilized.
Yep.
There's a difference between AJ or someone walking around sleeping,
Yeah.
or culminatively a
Roman
minute and a half.
sleeping, clap.
Right, you can go outside the ring, but it all stacks up. You know, if they go outside for 5 seconds, you don't really notice it.
No, it's
But if they
fine.
do it
But
7,
like-
10 times, it's
like-
like that's a minute and a half you spend outside the ring
Yeah,
walking.
and I was
around.
saying like just how little a New Japan match will actually spend outside the ring. All of it is done inside those 4 ropes.
Yeah, but if they go outside, it's utilized. That's what I'm saying.
It
It's
is,
not
yeah.
them walking around.
So
it's them setting a spot.
I want that to be
I think-
25 minutes in the ropes of just pure.
I
fucking
think
wrestling.
so. I think that Styles Nakamura will go down New Japan's route when
It
it
should.
comes to their
I-
wrestling.
You'd hope so.
I just hope that Triple H is the one that got.
Yeah.
Creative control?
You hope, but it's WrestleMania. Vince ain't going to let go of those ropes.
I know.
This is what I'm saying.
I know. God damn it. God damn it.
Like, if we have anything to base on whether they're going to get really close to New Japan, you have only really to look at AJ Finn from, was it SummerSlam? Or Survivor
No,
Series?
it was like TLC or something.
TLC. It was one of those, right?
Yeah.
They had to bring AJ in because of the
Yeah,
injury play.
it was a damn good match.
It was a damn good match because arguably Vince wasn't looking at that.
They had
Would have Triple
never
H.
they had never been in the ring together. They never fought in New Japan.
I know, but
'Cause
it's
that-
still a dream match.
Yeah, AJ's first night was Finn's last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had never, but you know, Shinsuke and
They've done it.
AJ
They've
have had a
actually-
match before, and it was
And
fucking
they've
amazing.
I know those two have teased it, but I don't know whether WWE has teased it. Those two have said
I know.
it's been X amount of days
Do-
since
do-
we first,
do
but
you
has
think-
WWE gone out and gone?
Yeah.
These two have this historic
I think they've said like they've met in other places. I don't think they've ever like.
they're not going to
dropped-
say New Japan, but if
they've said New Japan in the past.
if they put over the fact that they have a history, then you could say that it's going to be more New Japan.
Yeah.
But if they're putting over the fact that this is a dream match solely on the fact that they're just two big guys in WWE, then we're not going to get the match that we're going to want.
Do you think on any level these two guys just want to go into business for themselves?
Personally,
I hope so.
Shin can't. Shin can't afford that. AJ has the stock to do it. If he
AJ could probably get it, but like if,
AJ
if
get away
they
with it, shit
if
would
they
get stiff.
if they go out there,
But define going to business for themselves. Obviously,
They-
at the end of
they
the day,
ta-
they
they
have
take-
a time slot
they have an amount of time
and a finish.
and a finish. But like
Anywhere between that,
I-
I think they have creative leniency.
I think they would, yeah. But like, how much are they just like, okay, we can't do this,
Well,
this, and this because
this
of
is
WWE's
where-
rules.
Oh, no, here's-
Maybe we should just try to get away with a little bit because like if the crowd's hot, I feel that Vince
Yeah.
would be like, screw it, you did a good job. But
No, but I think Vince either needs to really hard accept the fact that wrestlers now should have creative leniency.
Yeah.
Obviously, over the newer guys, brood them and give them spots.
yeah, but these
right?
are two guys with 15
These are-
plus years of
yeah,
experience.
And you're hoping that Vince actually says, you have a finish, you have a time slot. Right?
Whatever happens in between.
Anything that happens in between, call those spots yourselves. As long as they follow the rules of no pile drivers that hit you on the head,
Yeah.
none of the X band moves,
Yeah.
right? And all, but as long as
Yeah.
you keep hot,
But
fine.
I just want that really fast Japanese frenetic style.
I was going to say, quick question as well. If both men go into business for themselves, and I'm also going to add another question into it too,
yeah.
because remember, Roman and Brock went into business for themselves and bladed at WrestleMania 31. and they got
There's
fined.
still controversy about
There's
that.
yeah.
It's still like, did he blade or did he actually take a hard bump off the off the ring post?
Well, I was watching some videos over the last few days, and apparently Brock, the referee gave Brock a blade.
you can see him like reach into his hand at some point for something.
And
But
apparently, him and Roman said, Brock said, "I want to bleed in this match."
Wait, were they going into business or was that a spot they called prior?
Vince wasn't happy.
Vince is never happy about blood, but it's not to say that he isn't going to do blood.
they
'Cause
were-
he himself took a bump by Kevin
But
Owens.
both men were fined though. for going into business for themselves. Both Roman and Brock were fined, I think, 25% of their WrestleMania fee because they went into business for themselves.
Interesting.
Does Styles and Nakamura...
That match needed blood, though.
Yeah. Do we get...
Shinsuke and AJ doesn't need it, though.
I was gonna say,
fuck no. No.
I was going to say, do you think that Shinsuke and AJ are going to go into business for themselves in how they craft the wrestling match at WrestleMania? And my second question is, does Brock and Roman blade again at WrestleMania 34?
No, Brock and Roman don't blade again. That'll be a brutal match unless blood comes in by natural causes.
Well, I mean, in that match anyway, if you don't count the knock on the ring post that was allegedly the hard way or blading, we're not too sure if it was blading. It was.
Yeah.
But at another point during that match, both of them hard weighed because Brock split his cheek open.
Yeah.
And Roman got his mouth bloodied.
Yeah, they're hard way.
So like, but they're two guys.
Hard way is something that easy to cover up to the backstage authorities. You just go, I stiffed him a little bit. That's on.
Yeah, and it's Brock.
To them, they called the spot.
It's Brock and Roman. They're two very hard hitting guys. Yeah. So and Brock's skin is like fucking sandpaper.
It's Ric Flair style sandpaper.
Yeah, he just
is a sweaty tomato.
It cracks. His skin just
is a sweaty tomato.
It's like Ric Flair. Like Ric Flair blinks and he starts bleeding.
Yeah, so I think that you might get a little bit of hard way.
Hogan, bro.
yeah, you might get a bit of hard way blood in that match because they do hit each other so goddamn hard.
Like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan started bleeding profusely when he was on trial, when he took on Gorka. He was bleeding in that trial.
Did he not also bleed in the Shawn match that Shawn just absolutely put over?
Yeah.
See, like, come on. Like,
but like, I think what you're saying is like,
Gorka gave him a razor blade and Hogan just cut himself open and then took Gorka to the cleaners.
But onto your Shinsuke question, I think we can extrapolate that further.
Is it going to be a Japanese style match or is it going to be very much a WWE style match?
Well, I think let's not even look at it that way. I think his question about it being going into business for themselves is a legitimate thing that we should actually be talking about. Like, it's at a point now where there are those indie promotions that are getting up, like it's becoming more territory-like. Indie promotions are legit. New Japan in itself is legit. I don't think New Japan calls spot by spot. They let the wrestlers have creative control.
But that's the same with WWE. Like John Cena,
but you have to have that notoriety.
He's actually one of the best at calling a match in the ring.
Oh yeah,
he
screams it.
Well, yeah, he does speak a little bit too loud. But AJ had an interview where he said that John Cena
and Batista as well. WrestleMania 26, kick me in the back. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he is a bit too loud, but it helps.
No, but like that's what I'm saying.
The match.
But we still know
it was like when
Vince McMahon puppets, right? But whether it's to the mid card lower, right? That's fine. But it should be. Like there's the counter arguments of like it's WrestleMania, so Vince is going to want to do it his way.
Like I know there was a reports from I think Meltzer said this that the mixed tag match between Rousey, Angle, and Triple H, Steph has been played out a million times already at the Performance Center. They have that match like bit by bit, spot by spot, mapped out.
Has to, because it's one, Rousey's first match.
Yeah.
Two, first match, it's scripted. Like, she's not actually fighting.
And also for and it's for Angle as well, because
Angles can't still.
Because Kirk can't do too much.
Yeah, he can't hang too much right now.
Because he's still a guy that can call a match in the ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone in that ring can call a match aside from Ronda, right?
No, Steph.
So that's why, like, it's...
Actually, no, I think
Steph... he's not saying.
No, that match he had with fucking Brie Bella was, like, mapped out to a fucking team.
No, but that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between being good at what you do and then being good on what you do on the fly.
Yeah.
Someone like Chris Jericho is really good at what you're doing on the fly.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That means you don't have to go into Performance Center and train. Someone like Ronda, she might know how to do the moves, but there's a difference between, if something goes wrong and Triple H is doing hand signs and calling a spot, do you know what that spot is?
Yeah.
No, right? Like, that's why you have to book it out to a T.
She
can do the moves, but she can't do it on the fly. Someone like AJ and Shinsuke, they don't necessarily need to go. You can, for performance sake, like something like Randy Orton and Seth Rollins had to script that RKO spot.
Yeah, that's one spot.
That's what I'm saying. But it's something that, like, you can call it. There's a difference between calling that and then doing it, right?
Yeah.
But something like Shinsuke AJ, they don't need to be able to script it because they're both good callers on the fly.
Yeah.
Right. But then it comes down to someone like Vince backstage going, are we going to give you the creative leniency and trust to not go backstage and make this what I think could be a great match, but just trust you to put on 20 minutes of a great match?
Because
I think if there's two guys in the world that can do it, it's those two.
No, but we say that. We say that. Shinsuke's still
Like,
new in Vince's eyes.
We
and
want
AJ is only just going.
we
just
want
becoming
we want a
Vince's guy.
certain level of match out of those two guys because we've seen what they can do in New Japan.
Yeah.
We've seen their match in New Japan against each other, but
is Vince looking at that and going, "You want a certain match? I can give you it, or you want a certain match? They can give you it."
I was going to mention as well that when Rousey took out Absolution a couple of weeks ago, Mandy Rose told Rousey, "Throw me over."
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, everyone heard that.
Ronda's
she's
still so raw.
okay.
She's
Can we
green.
talk about this? Is it going to be a car crash?
No,
I think it might be.
I
have
think-
still seen nothing, even from those like the footage that they've released from like on WWE.
car crash. As in, do you think it'll just be looking very scripted?
I just don't.
Because I think it'll look very scripted.
But she's
if
just
you
not.
take it
a
the natural
natural-
of being a smark and look at it from the lens
I was
of
going to say angled Triple H, they'll be fine.
they'll do most of the match
It's
because
gonna
you got to
be-
think
it's gonna be
Steph ain't
fun,
going to be
but
able to
I
handle too
just-
much of the match.
I just think it's going to be so blatantly obvious that like
Yeah, I think it's going to be obviously
it's going to
scripted.
be so hard to give yourself that suspension of disbelief because A, it is Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
B, from what I've seen so far, I just don't know.
She's going to
All she does is like when someone goes to punch, she just puts her hand up, blocks it. Yeah, it's that every time she's done a segment, it's that. It's that arm movement, and then she throws them over. That's it.
She could sell a move, but can she sell?
Oh,
No,
did she sell the table spot?
No, hold on. She might be able to sell a move, but can she sell a string of offense?
Yeah.
There's a huge difference
I
between being
was
able to take a
not-
bump and then being able to take a bump, get up, go off the rope.
I was not
turnbuckle,
too
take
happy
another
with
bump.
her selling that table spot on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, that was rough.
Another two questions as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Another two questions about the match itself. Well, not the match itself.
I just want to go on record and say, Ronda, I believe in you. All right.
No, like I want it to be
I
great,
think in the long run, she'll be fine.
but I get the feeling this is going to be a car crash.
Can I go on record?
But is it a car crash because it's on WrestleMania standards?
A little bit.
Yeah. So I reckon they honestly should have had to do other matches on Raw and stuff beforehand.
I want to go on record really quickly, Yang, and say this. I'm looking forward to seeing Kurt Angle's Pyro make a return at WrestleMania for when he puts his fingers up in the air, which I would love to see. My question...
Up until now, Kurt Angle has not worn the actual wrestling trunks he has
Only because
worn.
he wasn't...
Because one, he was in the Shield, and two, he was wearing the Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I just want to see him in the fucking kit.
And my next question for you guys is... The one thing we're always looking forward to now each and every year is what is Triple H's entrance going to be at WrestleMania? Because he outdoes himself
I'm
every
actually
year.
more or less looking forward to Shinsuke's entrance at WrestleMania.
Oh no, that's going to be like
Michael
the
Jordan's guitarist.
honestly
the crowd singing along
hope-
with that.
Michael Jordan's violinist coming out with him again.
Right, hold
Michael
on.
Jordan.
They've
Yeah, Michael Jordan's got a violinist.
Oh, Michael Jordan's violinist.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's violinist.
Hey, back up. Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
the basketball.
Has a violinist.
Yeah.
Why does he have a violinist?
Why wouldn't you have a violinist?
Because he's a basketball
If
player.
I was a billionaire,
Lee
I'd have
England
a
Jr.
violinist.
Why the fuck would he have a?
Look,
Oh, that's just so weird.
Lee England
Michael
Jr.
Jordan's violinist. That makes sense.
I'd have
Yeah.
a violinist and a snare drummer.
You got me. I'll play the drums.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
Lee England Jr. is Michael Jordan's violinist because he performs for Michael Jordan at his private parties. He's also shared the stage with Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, and Jay-Z.
All right, we don't
as well.
need to talk much more about that. All right, fair enough. You hope, because they've stiffed every pay-per-view special entrance ever, that WrestleMania is at least where they have leniency on 1 pyro and 2 gimmick entrances, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
you're
no.
saying to yourself, 1, are we going to get a special Finn Balor entrance?
Ooh,
Now, they
I
haven't
don't
booked-
know.
they
They haven't said
haven't-
anything about it.
They haven't talked about Demon since the AJ match.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I on record, put me on record. If I find out a week from now or a month from now that WWE's released a statement that says we are no longer going with the demon gimmick for Finn Balor, I am not watching wrestling anymore. That is the last
Yeah.
true gimmick in WWE.
I hope he comes out.
I'm not saying hope he comes out. I don't care if for this. But if they have
It's WrestleMania.
but if
Do
they-
the demon.
Yeah, he should do the demon.
I'm going to show you guys a photo. This is what I hope happens at WrestleMania for Shinsuke Nakamura.
No one else can see this, bro.
I know, but I hope that the Louisiana Philharmonic
All right, good
Orchestra.
moment. I agree.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I hope that they.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That would be good.
You have the lights go out, and then you have the conductor just come out, tap the thing, and then he'll do that
Yeah.
thing.
Because at the
The
end of the
thing.
day,
Do the thing.
if they are booking Shinsuke
thing,
to
yeah.
go over, you give him the entrance. You give him the entrance.
Historically, the loser has had the better entrance at most Manias.
Really?
Think about it. Triple H at WrestleMania 30.
Did Cena lose when he came out to the second squad?
No.
Did Taker lose when the Druids were out? No, he didn't.
Okay. No, I'm just talking like.
Did Taker lose when the
Think about the
No,
last.
he didn't.
Okay, especially WrestleMania 30. Triple H big entrance lost. Randy Orton had the band play lost.
Did he really?
Bray Wyatt had the fucking
Had
other
his
band.
had his band play.
Had his band play, fucking lost. Triple H comes out as a fucking Terminator at 31.
That was tight.
Oh wait, he won. That was really stupid.
Yeah, that was tight though.
I'm just trying to think back. CM Punk versus Undertaker had In Living Color play his song.
Yeah, that's true. That
Lost.
was fucking sick.
That was amazing when Living Colour played.
Yeah, it's.
Well,
I don't
think
know.
about it.
Maybe
How
it's
many
a bit,
gimmick entrances have there been?
a lot. Just for like bands playing entrances,
but I'm talking
like the
about
songs and stuff.
Like Shinsuke's, you have to think Shinsuke gets a gimmick. You have to think Finn Balor gets a gimmick. You got to think.
You would think so. You would hope so.
I don't think Triple H gets a gimmick on this one.
No, he's coming out with his wife, who has been part of his entrance the last 2 WrestleManias.
Yeah, that's true. Look, all right, you know what? Fair.
They're going to come
Triple
out
H gets
on
gimmick.
a 20-foot high tricycle.
Do you think they give Ronda a gimmick? I'm keen to see what Ronda wears, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, we haven't seen a ring gear.
Does she proper adopt a wrestling attire, or does she go with UFC?
I think she goes with
the
UFC.
Black tie and the black.
She would go UFC, but it'll have Rowdy, and it'll be
Yeah, you know what?
It'll be Rousey on the back.
I'll put that over.
So like her ring gear from UFC, but white,
her ring gear,
with,
but
like, the
with
red-
WWE branding.
Yeah.
like the white with the red trim.
Yeah, with the Rowdy on the
Yeah.
on the
Because
front.
what does Brock wear now? Does he still
Brock
wear like the
wears-
Jax Links fucking
Brock
trunks?
wears
Or
sponsors.
He
which
wears-
is
he wears
interesting.
still wear it?
He wears the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Because I remember
shorts.
like when he first came back, he still had like the red and black trunks with the Jax Links and the bloody whatever all these sponsors.
Yeah.
But slowly
Well, the
but
big
surely
thing-
they've disappeared.
Yeah, but now he still wears sponsors now, which is the most.
No, did he
interesting
lose
part.
all that after he got his suspension from UFC? Oh, he would have. He would have had to have lost all his sponsors.
I think he still wears sponsors. I don't know.
I think he wears. I think where he trains for
He
UFC.
wears black trunks.
He wears
black trunks, and he obviously wears the. Oh my god, fuck me! I'm honestly going to look at some attire. No, but the big thing was he had sponsors, so he wore them, right? I think
exactly.
Ronda has sponsors, so it's like
Does she?
is she
Because
going
like
to wear
she was in the Reebok era of UFC where they got rid of all sponsors and just had Reebok as their clothing when they came out. So I don't know because Brock left before that, so he still had his sponsors from his UFC days. I don't know. I think Ronda comes out just in a UFC like trunks bra, white with a red trim, and then like Rowdy on the ass or something. I don't know.
Yeah, look, and if anything, I'd put that over. That's still fine. That's
Yeah.
still a wrestling attire.
Yeah.
In UFC,
Do you reckon she wears
wore
the MMA
sponsors.
gloves?
Yeah.
You'd have to think so.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Does she wear proper knee
I know-
padding as well to take bumps? Like,
I know what she might do.
What does Shayna Baszler wear?
she wears her.
true. That'll be.
She wears like
she
the
wears proper gimmick.
the jiu-jitsu trunks. Like the loose
she wears
fitting
a
ones.
proper gimmick. She wears the Queen of Spades on her elbow pads and all that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
no.
stuff.
Does she wear the long, like the Bailey long tights?
and tank.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe,
no, not tank, but crop. But like,
Yeah.
yeah. So she has an actual wrestling attire.
Yeah, she does.
Right? But she's properly adopted a wrestling career now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Like Ronda, what does Ronda come out in? That's. I've actually
Someone like, even if we're going to really like Matt Riddle.
he wears the jiu-jitsu trunks.
He wears jiu-jitsu trunks, but no branding.
Sonya Deville wears the jiu-jitsu stuff when she wrestles.
but she has the.
but she has a gimmick to it.
she has the skirt though.
She has a skirt that's
She has
like
the skirt with
war
the
skirt.
with trunks underneath.
Matt Riddle
She wears the
doesn't-
gloves.
The thing with Matt Riddle, he was notorious for not wearing anything in the UFC, not even shoes or like, not
Yeah.
shoes, but like.
Well,
but
they don't
he's-
wear shoes. They,
No.
But he still continues that
he
now.
still continues it. So he doesn't
Yeah.
wear shoes, doesn't wear knee pads, doesn't wear elbow pads. He just wears the trunks and he fights.
Did
in
you
that.
see the bump he took off Keith Lee?
No.
Oh my God, look up this GIF. Matt Riddle versus Keith Lee, PWG. The bump he took is one of the biggest bumps I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
Brock only wears the Jimmy trains out, and then his insignia.
Yeah, Jimmy John's, and then because it used to be like the half black, half red, and like all of his sponsors.
And
But
all
I
of his
think-
sponsors, and
I
then
think
Punk shot on that because Punk
he wanted to do it as well.
because he had sponsors.
Yeah,
I was going to say is the one thing that Rousey might also do at WrestleMania is have like similar to what she used to when she used to walk out to her fight and just have people on either side of her as well.
Well, yeah, okay. So does she come out with an entourage?
I think
See,
yes.
no, I don't think she
they'll-
adopts that.
I think they'll fly her out. But I think they'll
Maybe
do
for
it.
the main entrance, but in terms
And
of
that's it.
okay,
Yeah, not an ongoing thing, but
No.
like for Mania, have an entourage. Have like
if I'm Ronda, I don't want that.
if she does,
I don't want that.
No,
if
but
I'm
if she
Ronda, I
comes
don't
out,
want that.
Have the hoodie,
No.
have the hoodie on and everything like that. Have that face that she always pulls before her fights and all that.
I
And
would
then-
I think
I would love for her to come out with the 4 horsewomen, at least flanking her.
that'd be cool. Four Horsemen's
that'd be
different than the
pretty cool
entourage,
as well.
though.
Yeah.
She can't. I think she's separating herself properly from her UFC career. I think that's where
it's so hard to do that. Though.
It's so hard, but they're not mentioning it. They're not talking. They say she's saying she's a star, right?
They released footage of her and Shayna Baszler between like ring sessions at the Performance Center, just doing jiu-jitsu drills.
But they're not saying that like
but like WWE
former UFC fight.
Nah.
They're acknowledging that she has a background in MMA, the same way they acknowledge Aleister Black has a background in MMA.
Yeah, good point.
Right, but like Ronda Rousey, I'm pretty sure
they've said UFC a fair few times.
They might, but she's separating herself from the gimmick of UFC. So
it's so hard though because like you take Brock and they lean so far into that when he came
Brock
back.
would push for that. Ronda, I wouldn't think push for the UFC. I think she'd want to have a separate identity.
All right, bet right now. Does she come out in full wrestling attire a la someone like Shayna Baszler, or does she adopt
I think she goes
UFC?
halfway. I think she adopts
Halfway?
the attire she wore with a wrestling gimmick attached.
Okay.
So like the white with Rowdy, but doesn't come out with the hoodie and dead face and entourage that UFC does.
Okay. All right. No, fair enough. Michael, any thoughts?
I was going to say with Rousey.
And she comes out last. So you have Steph and Trips come out first.
Oh, yeah, they come out.
Yeah,
and then you wait a little bit, and then Ronda comes out. Right?
I was going to mention as well with Rousey is I would love to see Rousey just sort of get the pad over from the referee who's officiating the match as well, similar to the UFC, just one last time.
I think they do that anyway, which is like they do it for big matches.
Sometimes they're so inconsistent.
It's so inconsistent.
So inconsistent about like the pat down.
They'll do it for Roman Brock, no shit.
Yeah,
they just want. That's how they emphasize that this is a match, guys.
Yeah,
they'll probably do it for Shinsuke AJ. Just to
I hope so.
stipulate that this is a match.
Because they always
won't do
it
for tag teams. They won't do it for the triple threat IC. They won't do it for the fucking fatal four-way.
No. Hell no. But like they always do it in Japan. They always do like a little pat down in Japan.
Because Japan is so into kayfabe though.
Oh, dude. They
WWE, that's their mind. If it was 90s WWE, they would do it. Because they were sort of
I would love
kayfabe,
to have a Japanese ring announcer next to like a Howard Finkel or Tony Chimple for the WWE Championship match between AJ and Shinsuke. So have them announce them in Japanese and then have them announce them in English as well. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be tight.
Because it would be Nakamura, Shinsuke. It's always backwards.
Yeah, it's always backwards.
Styles, AJ.
It's so weird when they do that for like, because
I'm used to it, but being Asian,
yeah,
it's just
but when
it's
they
your culture.
When they do
like,
when they do New Japan, it's like we call them Tetsuya Naito, and
they go Okada, Kazuchika.
Yeah, I know, and it's so weird because like we always emphasize that last name as Okada.
Yeah.
Or like, Shinsuke.
It works because we emphasize it as Okada and they announce it as Okada first. So it's like, in a weird way, it balances out. You know what I'm saying?
But I still find it really, really weird.
Yeah, but it's
Kazuchika.
I can't remember his fucking
Kazuchika Okada. Michael's just stepped out of the studio for a moment, so we're in here by ourselves. Let's run amok. But yeah,
do you want to go back to our debate on The Undertaker? No, I think we're done with that.
Look, we've
done with
we've
that.
covered a lot today. Okay.
I honestly want to.
What are you looking forward to most?
The triple threat IC, honestly.
That's your big one?
Because one, I think that's going to be match of the night based on the talent in the ring plus Seth Rollins. Stiff on Seth Rollins just then.
Mate. He's been the workhorse on Raw.
He has. All right, fine. I won't shoot on Steph. That match, talent alone and story. I think you take out. I was talking about this the other day. When you think about this WrestleMania, there hasn't been no long-term booking aside from arguably Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, because we knew about it, but it's only really been booked since Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And aside from Shane, Daniel Bryan, and the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which has a lot of backstory.
Yep.
That's a story match. Aside from that, it's the triple threat IC match that has the most story. Like aside from this, the most story, right? Based on one, the last since they booked it, and two, the history of all the men. Right.
That's a good point.
Like that match,
Miz does feel a bit like the odd one out.
But he's played at that though.
I know, but
right?
it does feel like from a history perspective because obviously you have, Seth and Finn fought for the Universal title in the first ever match.
Yeah.
For that title, they've had a string of really good matches since then. Even the one on Raw this week was really, really good.
They've always been in each other's shadows here and there.
And it feels like they're kind of fighting for that. Like there is obviously at the moment Roman is on top with Brock. Braun should be there, even though he's in a tag match for some reason. But it's like those two guys seem to be fighting for that last top level spot
Yeah.
And the other guy...
And now they've accepted
the other guy feels like he's going to be relegated to the mid-card, so they're sort of fighting...
Yeah, they're fighting for
really
it, right?
hard to get back in that main event picture.
I think that video package, if they do focus on history, that will be one of the better video packages of the night because I think it has
best video package.
Best video pack, I think it'll go to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, D. Bryan. D. Bryan for sure.
He's going to get another great video package.
There's two things I'm looking forward to the most. The crowd, and I've been waiting for this ever since Shinsuke debuted in NXT, is a WrestleMania crowd of 70,000 people singing along with his song.
Oh, that'd be a good moment.
I think it's going to be amazing.
Same thing with Glorious.
But the pop when Daniel Bryan comes out is gonna be absolutely deafening.
Yeah.
I think I am gonna fucking start to tear up.
Honestly, if everything goes even slightly the way we want it to, it could be one of the best WrestleManias ever.
It could be. I'm quietly hoping it is because
it could be.
It's gonna be the best one since 31. 31 had a
31.
I think it could be the best one since 19. If it does, everything that we think can go
I was
the way
gonna say
we want it to.
24 was pretty good too.
No, but this one's saying best from top to bottom. From top to bottom,
that's all good.
the talent-wise, top to bottom, it's amazing, right? But it's about how they perform.
I think 31's good, but the build-up was so bad.
The build-up sucked, but this one had
anything that was better than the build-up was amazing, and it was. But from top to bottom, the card
like we said before you came back in.
Expectations.
Yeah,
like we said before you came back in, Michael. There's going to be the pop for Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
That's going to, no matter what, that's going to
blow the roof off the place. It really is.
It's Ronda Rousey's first match. If she has a good match, if she has an okay match, that's all we want, right?
If she does not botch...
Yeah, if she doesn't botch and she sells okay...
I think it's a pass
that'll
mark.
still be okay.
I think that's a pass mark.
That's a pass, right?
Well,
that's going to sell out.
I was going to say, just remember, this is the card for 31. The ladder match with Bryan winning the Intercontinental Championship. You also had Barrett, Ambrose, Ziggler, Stardust, Harper, Truth, Orton, Rollins, Triple H, Sting, AJ Lee and Paige together against the Belgian Twins, which was actually pretty good.
It was all right.
Rusev versus Cena, Taker, Wyatt,
good.
and also Reigns, Lesnar.
Yeah, no one's down in 31 was a great card, right?
Yeah.
But it had shit built, right?
Rusev came out on a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
awesome.
what I'm saying about this one is that it has the build and it has the talent.
Yeah.
All it needs is execute, and it can be one of the best manias.
That's
because
why
it has everything. It has storyline, it has emotional arcs, and it has potential to be a
That's why I just feel like having the Universal title go on last is a mistake.
It should be the WWE title
Because he won Royal Rumble.
He won the Royal Rumble.
He won the problem is you're going to have so much.
But you got to remember, in my eyes, damn it, Roman Reigns has to be on every single pay-per-view last because I said so.
This will be his fourth.
I know.
In a row.
Oh, I've stiffed this fact numerous
Roman's
times.
my boy,
I really
damn it.
want to talk about it again.
Hogan's the only other one that's done that.
How dare you ruin my boy, damn it.
Yeah.
Roman's my boy. I don't give a shit about Shane. Roman's my son.
Yeah, Cena hasn't even
Damn
had
it.
that many. Cena's had 3.
Yeah.
And he had them later. He had them 27, 28, and 29, didn't he? Only had 1 in 24 against...
No,
he's had
Edge Undertaker was last in 24.
23 and 22.
23
and
22 against Triple H, 23 against Shawn Michaels, 24 he was part of the triple threat match.
And then they
Didn't go
had
on
the
last.
back-to-back Rocks.
It was because it was him and Miz, then Rock, and then 30 wasn't him. So he's only done it 3 times in a row.
Yeah. In a row. Oh, that's what we're talking about. But he's had 5 main events.
But this will be...
Yep.
This
No,
will-
6.
Yeah, 6 main events.
26 as well.
Oh, that's the thing with
No,
Roman.
sorry, 20.
He's had 4.
Oh, no,
this
no.
will be 4 in
26 he
the
didn't.
row.
No, 26 he didn't. We know. Shut up.
This will be Roman's 4th straight Mania, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And his 4th main event overall.
All right. So before we wrap things up,
Happy Mania season, by the way.
happy WrestleMania. Hope everyone has a good day. We're going to be. It starts 7:00 a.m. our time, which is we're going to be up early
We're going to be up from 8
to
a.m.
watch it. We'll be tweeting
Yep.
throughout.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, I
Do we
know.
do it on the
We're
Australian
gonna-
Mania account?
We're going to get
Yeah. I reckon we take it in turns, like have an hour each, just sort of circulate.
Yep.
Who has control of the Australian Twitter?
We're going to add it with a hyphen and then initial from one
Yeah,
of us
yeah.
and
So-
really
so-
personalize it. All right.
Yeah. So we know who's tweeting for whatever hour it is, but
Bro.
I'll be at your
Before
place
we-
from 8 a.m.
Yep. You'll be there, maybe staying the night before.
I might, but I'll tell you what, I'll be drunk by 9. So
That's fine. All right. So before we leave, the one thing you're looking forward to and one crazy prediction of what might happen.
One thing I'm looking forward to is AJ Shinsuke.
Yep.
Tearing the house down in New Orleans. And the crazy prediction is I believe that James Storm's going to make his WWE debut at WrestleMania as Braun Strowman's tag team partner.
It's pretty crazy.
I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not Finn comes out as Demon.
Yep.
And then that entrance. One crazy prediction. Oh, Jesus, I don't really know. Brock wins.
Okay, that's crazy enough.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Daniel Bryan's pop. It's just going to be just a absolute moment of catharsis for
And-
not only the crowd but for him.
Yeah.
And it's,
Crazy?
It's going to be so fucking good and crazy.
Daniel Bryan gets injured.
No.
Shane McMahon pins Kevin Owens.
Oh no. Shane McMahon's taking that pin 100%. Crazy prediction. I think I mentioned this in my predictions, but no, I mentioned it earlier. Goldberg comes out and spears Lesnar to help Roman win.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
All right, so we're done here. Happy WrestleMania. You can follow this podcast at Strayamania, at STRAYAMANIA, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel because not only do these podcasts go up there every week, but
We have a video.
we're putting our prediction video up on there. So if you want to know who we're picking, go to the YouTube page, check out our predictions there. We'll be doing more videos or video content in the future as well. You can also follow me personally at Ricky Needs at RICKINEEDS on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. David.
I'll go to Michael first.
Michael.
Me on Twitter, Instagram, Tomomedia, THOMOMEDIA.
Boom.
And you can add me on Discord.
Discord?
Scooby-Doo.
What the fuck?
Hashtag 2297.
What about your Snapchat?
What about your LinkedIn?
Or your LinkedIn or your whatever.
Or your Grinder?
Yeah, what's your grinder?
What's your Grinder account?
Guys, no, stop it, all right? This is bullying.
Sorry.
Have me on Snapchat, DavidYang24.
Boom. Yeah, so we're done. Have a good WrestleMania. We'll see you after for a massive wrap-up of all things WrestleMania.
And how drunk we all got.
And obviously the Raw and SmackDown after Mania because they're going to be huge.
Bye.
So we'll see you next week. Bye.